The Experience Pros radio show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service on Facebook.com/ExperiencePros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show. You know, we all talk about marketing, customer service. What do you use social media for? SEO. It is like this big black tunnel of rules, Eric.
Absolutely.
And lucky for us, we have Mark Plumb, the Director of Marketing Strategy and Planning for Weise Communications, to talk about SEO. There are some actual tips, some tricks and tools that he sent me in an email that I thought were just brilliant. I had no idea. I don't know where else you would get this information except for right here on the Experience Pros radio show. Mark, welcome to the show.
Wow, thanks, Angel. I appreciate that very much. Eric, good morning.
Good morning. Very nice to have you with us, Mark. And I guess let's start the questions with search engine optimization is one of those things that a lot of people throw around and very few people really know what they're tossing into the air. So are there any tips or guiding principles that are essential to increasing our rank on the search engines?
Well, overall, I think that it's really critical to focus your site on the audience you're trying to reach. So don't be fooled into thinking that you're going to be able to create a site designed for Google that's located with search terms and that you're going to be successful. You need to really write for people, not search engines. But that being said, if you broadly focus on like content, links, and authority, these factors are really the ones that are really important. We also believe at Weise Communications in taking that integrated approach to your website that includes public relations, social media, blogging, calls to action, a lot of things that you guys always talk about. We think that they'll have all a big impact on search engine optimization.
Content, links, and authority. And I think right now that's where we get lost and stumble. When you talk about content and we need to update our sites with content, can you be real specific about what that sounds like or what that looks like?
Well, sure. When we talk about content, there's really two broad categories, volume and quality. Recently, we attended the eHow conference in San Francisco. The general consensus at that conference was with the changes in the algorithms that Google had implemented this year, it was going to require more content than ever before in order to be relevant. These experts told us that the minimum threshold for content would be 2,000 words per month. So let me just break that down for you. For example, the average length of a posting on our blog, the SideNoteBlog.com, is between 300 to 350 words. If we complete an average of 2 blogs per week, we'll exceed that minimum threshold. So, of course, more is better, but it's great to know that we at least have a weekly goal that's measurable.
I love it. And so you have a blog called the SideNoteBlog.com, the SideNoteBlog.com, and you can always follow Mark there. And so, so 2,000 words, if that's the minimum.
Yeah, okay. I got to come in and say, hold on for a second. What about the people who have a mental block, mental constipation, if you will, trying to describe what they do in an elevator speech, much less in a blog? What do they do? How do they keep it fresh, relevant, and keep people coming back?
Mental constipation, huh?
Yeah, there's an image for you. Theater of the mind, my friend.
Well, I think that the key is to focus on creating content that will educate and offer added value. If you're simply just doing product and sales information about your products and services, people won't find that really important. But if you think about educating potential customers, you'll be seen as a thought leader, clearly an expert. And for most businesses, you alluded to it, Eric, you can write a blog. Now, doing that blog will serve a lot of purposes. First off, it'll provide that fresh content. I mean, the 2,000 words per month is something that's manageable in a blog. Tie the blog to your website. What? It does drive repeat traffic, and most importantly, it's the device that begins the conversation. You can engage your audience and develop a relationship.
Well, and now with my Siri, I can actually speak a blog.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you do that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So, I'm sorry, Mark, you walked into the middle of a love fest. Eric got a brand new phone.
Yep.
And he is in love. He is off the market now.
But I can do what Mark's teaching me, and you watch. Our ranking's just going to go through the roof because of my relationship with Siri.
All right.
Right on. Well, gosh, so mental constipation and relationship with Siri. Has that ever been talked about before on your show?
No, this is a
Mark,
first.
I think you're vying for the guest host position now.
My seat is opening up. Okay, so Mark, I think this is when Eric was talking about that mental constipation, that blockage, because I think that so often daily we just get so routine. We get caught up in what we do. We don't really think of ourselves as being that expert or having something to say. And what do we keep populating these blogs with? And I know one of the things that we've tripped over is the links and linking your blogs. Can you talk about that?
Oh, absolutely. Links are all about getting great quality websites to link back to you. It's hard work. There's no doubt about it. But if you think about these links, some people will call it like link sauce or things like that. The idea is that you will hopefully be able to, with the quality content you're putting out, reach out and get more people to link back to you. So high quality educational content. You can sometimes write guest posts for other blogs. That way, you can also have your content and your link on their blog, and of course allow them to write a guest post for you, and then you can start to build some links that way. I think the other big thing to know is that if you're able to focus on some either researching these link building opportunities with other websites, there's going to be some that'll be more willing to be able to work with you. I think that that's some great ways to go.
It sounds very collaborative.
Absolutely.
Very collaborative.
Our guest is Mark Plumb, Director of Marketing and Strategy and Planning for Weise Communications. And now, Mark, when talking about those links, the question is, to whom do you link? Because, I started off linking, and I would cite all kinds of different businesses in my blogs, and I would link all over, and I'd have about 10 to 12 active links in my blog. But they were all citation links to other websites, actual URLs, and not to blogs. And then I started thinking, well, maybe I should be linking to blogs where people will find out that I'm linking to them. How do they know that I'm linking, and to whom should I be linking?
Oftentimes, when you put a link in your blog, the blog master at the person who you've linked will get some sort of an email that will say, "Hey, you've been mentioned in such and such blog."
If it goes to a blog.
If it goes to a blog. As far as to the websites, that's when you really need to reach in and start to develop a relationship with the people at those websites.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm connecting with Granny Smith's website, great apples by the way, but if I'm connecting with her website, that isn't going to be nearly as valuable as connecting with the Washington Post or New York Times.
Sure.
Okay.
But it's a green business.
Exactly.
All right. So is using social media, is integrating social media another way that we can build authority?
We are big believers in social media. And to give you an idea, there is also, just as we had that critical goal of 2,000 words per month, there is a goal for the number of followers. When you combine the Twitter followers and your Facebook friends, if you shoot for a minimum of 3,000 followers and friends, you will then be hitting a number where you've now developed some critical mass, where there's going to be somebody who is looking at your tweets and forward that along, and you'll have much more interactivity. And the minimum goal there is 3,000. I know that both of us got some work cut out for
us. Yeah, that's for sure.
And now, Mark, you said it's almost like a combination. You can combine, can you combine LinkedIn? Can you combine your YouTube followers, your Facebook followers? Does somebody know that we're the same person?
If you link it back to the website, that will be the hub that you need.
Okay. All right. Now, Mark, I know that you've got some great comments about accessing through smartphones, and we're going to have to bring you back on to talk about that.
I have a smartphone.
Now Eric has a
right.
smartphone.
Siri, exactly.
Absolutely. Mark is with Weise Communications. The website is Weise Ideas, WEISE, ideas.com. Check out his blog, theSideNoteBlog.com. Mark, thanks so much for being a part of the show today.
Oh, Angel and Eric, thanks so much. I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Truly appreciate your input and information and the comedy that goes along with. All right. You are listening to the Experience